What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and today I'm back to talk about Warhammer 40k. In this one, we will be going over the guilds of the Voltan, essentially their homes and how they live, and how they work with one another. So as always, the article will be linked down below in the description, so you guys can check it out for yourselves. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in. So this article begins by saying that all kin, except for a few rare outcasts, usually belong to a kindred, which is a social group somewhere between an extended family and an outright nation state. And all these members spring from the same genetic crucibles to forge an unbreakable fellowship. Now when they talk about crucibles, they're talking about basically the clone skin of the squats. And basically what clone skins are is the genetic makeup and the different types of physiological adaptations that the squats have undergone to better survive and prosper in their environment. So for example, if they live deep in the depths of some underwater world, they probably have like night vision and gills and stuff like that, so they can better survive in that environment, and that's what their clone skins have begun to develop. So continuing on with this article, they say that a kindred may be a few dozen strong or a few million, but they all live, train, and toil in the same shared hold. Kin prefer usually to not waste worlds, so a hold is a malleable term. It could literally mean a fortified outpost, a live-in factory, or a warren of tunnels. Some holds even float in the void of space, clinging to asteroids or hovering on the fringe of a black hole, where others may literally stretch out across an entire surface of a planet. Most kindreds have some means of defending themselves. Some are the mighty battle forces in their own rights, but others tend to unite for protection under the banner of a league. These formal affiliations allow kindreds to share on the benefit of trade, military support, and so on. Leagues like the Ymir conglomerate are massive and ancient power blocks, but others have waned in power, only to rise to prominence in more recent times, like that of the Sarentok mercantile leagues, who have profited greatly from trade with the Tau Empire. So basically, the squats have decided to unify themselves with other nearby holds to create a league that is more powerful. They can trade with one another, and whatever they need, they will be able to get it because they're now a stronger, faster, better, more unified conglomerate, I guess you can say. And they don't just ally with other squats, they also can ally with Xenos such as the Tau. Now I don't know about you guys, but hearing the squats allying with the Tau once again brings me to the theory that the Demurg are actually squats. They're one and the same. The Demurg, if you're not sure of what that is, so technically they're a Xenos race, that they're like tiny stone men that are really good miners, they're very hardy, and they're good with like technology, and the Tau work alongside them. That sounds like a squat, in a clone skin, making them look like rockmen. So perhaps this is more, I wouldn't say confirmation, but just more on that same notion that, hey, the Demurg and the squats are one and the same. That's just my theory. Let me know what you guys think, but we do have more article to uncover, so let's keep going. There are groups that exist outside the bounds of kindred or league, uniting all who practice a particular trade within a given region of kin space. Whether it is that you make a living by salvaging voidcraft or creating nutritious liquids, there's usually a guild for you. These guilds set the standards, they provide accreditation, and they give you tithes. Now guild membership is voluntary, but there's no love lost between guildkin and freelancers, who regard each other respectively. Now in theory, the guilds are not political entities, but independent commercial groups dedicated to ensuring fair competition in practice, and smaller guilds rarely extend beyond that of a single hold. They usually maintain key positions within their ruling bodies, and they have guild masters that sit on a Hearth, which is a kindred's governing council, as civilian representatives alongside that of military commanders of the kin host and the Grimnir. So they're essentially like a floating government, these guilds will go around a whole sector of space and talk to every hold, every I guess kin space, and kind of set the standard for what's fair, what's right, delegating certain things. If a certain hold needs more I guess agriculture, or they needs more soldiers, they're the ones that will send out what needs to be sent out so that everything is fair and working, you know, for the betterment of all that space. And it is a needed thing, because they continue on by saying that competition between guilds can indeed become heated, even drawing other species into the crossfire, as jockeying guildmasters sponsor oath-band expeditions to survey systems rich in resources. Anyone who happens to already inhabit these hotly contested worlds are out of luck. Existing civilizations and ecosystems are a much lower priority than besting rivals to the punch. Now, despite their fractious nature, guilds are invaluable to kin society. Their accumulated knowledge and contracts are what soothes trades and transits between disparate kindreds, providing a web of organization and support that runs throughout the leagues. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, like the different holds could become super competitive to the point where they will destroy any and all beings in a sector of space to be the first ones to reach this planet, to be the first ones to mine the mines of Moria, whatever it is. So that's you know, they're an establishment, they're a body that is desperately needed, because as we've seen, squats do not care. If they set their sights on something, they will do anything and almost everything to get there. And there's a little bit more in the article, but I'll let you guys read that for yourselves. So basically, what can we get out of this article that we didn't already know? Yeah, the squats, the kin, they basically make their homes wherever and whenever they can. And eventually, the more secure a hold is, the more squats that will be drawn to it, and eventually it will become a sector of space that will become contested and mined for its minerals and resources, and that sector of space will eventually find another sector of space that has done the same thing, and between those sectors, a guild is established to create, basically, how do I put it, a ruling government, and that will furthermore make these two sectors of space more prosperous and stronger, which is kind of like the Imperium, honestly. Besides the whole genocide and forcing others into compliance, they seem to be more, how do I put it, nice. Like we've said it before, this is not a grim, dark faction. They're kind of like the good guys, the nice guys. They're the antithesis to this whole hopelessness in the universe. You actually feel like there's hope and support and camaraderie between the kin, because we see them work together with Xenos and hell, even Men of Iron. So I don't know, it's a very interesting concept. I wouldn't say alien to 40k, but very different than what we're used to. But yeah, that's all we got for today, guys. Let me know your thoughts on these guilds, on the kin themselves. And let me know if you're excited to see what other models and playstyles these guys have. Because basically, they confirmed that where Space Marines have different chapters that you can choose from, the kin will have different guilds that you can choose that will represent certain types of themes between the squads. So, with that being said, stay subscribed. This has been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.